Welcome, loyal YouTube viewers.
All three of you. Hi, Mom.
Oh, and hello from me as well, Mrs. Erickson.
Okay, let's just get on with the game that I can't wait to review. Memoir 44, bitches. You know, I am the #2 champion in Arizona.
What? No, oh yeah, right. And I will be doing Incan Gold, a game about putting it in and taking it out, if you know what I mean.
The treasure cards?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yes.
Appeases your mind.
Yes, that is fun. And I'll be giving you some tips on how to better get along with your DM.
Whatever. Let's get on with Memoir 44. Already? Let's go!
After having encountered spiders, a cave-in, and snakes, I decided it was time to take the jewels I had in hand and skedaddle. My decision was just in the nick of time as the rest of my fellow explorers came pouring out of the entrance after another cave-in. This one caused them to drop all that they had collected as they narrowly escaped with their lives. However, a treasure hunter's life rebounds quickly as it's on to the next cave to collect more hidden gems within, putting life and limb on line. Venture forth, men, and remember, it belongs in a museum.
Alright, so the object of Incan Gold is to be the player with the most treasure after the 5 rounds of play. And the way you do that is you're venturing into different caves. Each player will start the game with a little tent and 2 cards. One showing your guy going in, venturing into the cave, ready to find some treasure. And then the second one is him pussing out and leaving the cave with whatever treasure he has on him. So each phase will play, you'll flip over the card to show that you're heading in, and then you will place the little artifact into the deck and shuffle it in. And then you will see who's going into the cave and who's staying. But usually at the beginning of the game, everybody's going in because you got to find treasure to win. So once it's flipped and everyone's determined, you'll flip over a card and then see what happens. There are certain like catastrophes, monsters, and things you can encounter or find grips of treasure. Now after the 5 rounds are played, you count up and see who has the most jewels and the most points via the artifacts as well, because they're worth a certain different amount of points depending on how many are in there. And whoever has the most wins. Now, I do enjoy this game because it's a nice, quick little filler game, and once again, can play up to 8 people, which has been a common theme that you have seen that I've been doing, which games that play up to a lot of people, or up to 8 recently. But I just like that because, once again, our group is very big, so we get a lot of people coming over to play. It's nice to have games that can play a lot of people. The bad thing about this game is it's very repetitive. They haven't put out an expansion or to change up the game or to add anything to it. So the unfortunate thing is it's very repetitive. You can't play it constantly. But once again, a nice little filler game, doesn't take long to play, and just a lot of good fun. And people tend to like make fun of the little cards of people pussing out and leaving, so that's always a fun example.
All right, here we go. Memoir 44, my favorite game, probably of all times. No, next to Risk. Anyways, love this game. I give it a D20. This thing has everything from Polish cavalry to the U.S. airborne drops. The game rules are very easy to learn. And again, like a lot of the other games I've covered, as you progress in levels and playing the game, you can introduce more stuff into it. The other awesome thing is every scenario you play, inside the scenario booklet, gives you a brief history about what happened in that actual battle that you're playing. So that way, if you're not familiar with it, you can familiarize with it. Or if you have a son or a daughter who's playing, you can familiarize them with the history that they're playing. Why do I love this game so much? One, it's easy to set up and it's easy to play. The dice rob me all the time, and I can't seem to get a win when I'm playing with my friends, but I still love this game. The other thing is that the boards themselves change every time you set up a different scenario. They come with different pieces, and it comes with different armies, and even different rules for those armies. So that's why the game is great. It's multifaceted, and it's a blast to play. I recently set it up at the game convention here in Tucson called RingCon. I set up the anniversary edition with 8 maps, and we played it, and it was a blast, and I couldn't believe that it ended so quickly. I had so much fun playing this with my friends, the ones who don't like to play it, and the guys who do like to play it, that it made me sad when we ended it at the con. So why should you play this game? It's easy to get into, and they still produce everything for it except for one item that was kind of a gimmick anyways, and you don't really need it for the game. Just go out and buy it quick as you possibly can. It is an amazing game, and it's fun for all ages. I played with an 8-year-old, and I've played with 60-year-olds. It's a fun game.
Three new available races: Weakways, Klatunians, and Aqualish. Who names these things? Oh! Salutations and welcome again to your lessons in etiquette. You know, I hope by now that the genius that I have planted in your mind has found fertile purchase and begun to grow. In this episode, I promise to teach you how to get along better with your GM. If you're like me, you've had some difficulty with GMs in the past, thinking that they know more than you do. This can be trying to overcome, even if you, like I, have an encyclopedic knowledge of every book ever produced. Now, it's important to remember that you don't want to come off as arrogant. So here are a few tips I've put together to help you stay humble and work together. It's important to remember that while the GM is progressing your story, there are some times he will get sidetracked dealing with the other members of your group. Have some patience with him and with them. It can be tough to listen to generic fighter number 3 stumble his way through some mediocre roleplay, but that is the price you pay while playing in a group. Always be sure to volunteer to tell your GM a rule he's not sure about. He'll be glad you're so enthusiastic to help, and if he gets an aspect wrong, be sure to tell him right away. On that same note, if one of your fellow party members accidentally adds a bonus to their roll that was expired or negated, make sure to tell them, and offer to make the killing blow yourself. This is a game about teamwork after all. Always be sure to bring your miniature with you, even if the rest of your group doesn't play with them. If they need motivation about getting their own figures, make sure to tell them in detail about how long yours took to paint, what kind of primer you used, etc. They'll be fascinated. I'm sure that knowing you're there to help him will make your GM very happy. He's only human after all, and I'm sure he'll be glad to know that you're there to help him correct any of the faux pas he's bound to make. Thank you once again for joining me. I hope my particular expertise has been improving your gaming experience. I'm sure by now you're the most popular member of your gaming group. And if for some reason you need to find a new group, refer back to my first episode. Thank you, and have a great game. Oh, Demolitionist.
Hey guys, we know that most of you watch this show for the comedy, as well as all this man meat.
Well, there's an awful lot per square inch around here.
Tonnage, weigh it. But we actually have something serious we'd like to talk to you about today, and that is supporting your local game store.
A lot of you are lucky enough to have several game stores in your area. We in Tucson do not have that option. But we are filming the show in the back of our favorite store, Tucson Games and Gadgets, with the generosity from Mark.
And we want to take the time to thank local store owners for staying open in the face of large internet companies and giving us nerds a place to gather and talk about our passion, gaming.
Because in the end, board gaming is all interactive.
And miniatures and historical gaming is interactive.
And role-playing is very interactive, especially when she wears the stilettos.
Not that kind of role-playing, Ben.
And that usually costs extra.
Hey, you guys role-play your way, I'll role-play mine.
Just leave off the fishnets.
So, take the time to support your local game store.
And sorry for being so serious today.
So now we're going to get off our soapbox. Here are some kittens.
Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about our games this episode.
And you know where I stand. D20.
Yes, it's your favorite game that you never win.
Hey, to be fair, he beat Rich once. On a technicality. Sort of. Anyways, Incan Gold earned a D8 because it's very simple, but it's very replayable. But another problem is it's very bland, so I wouldn't make it the centerpiece of your game night. But it is great to play with a lot of friends.
Oh, Mylo, you have friends?
On that note, farewell for the episode. And remember, transcendence through gaming.
You know what? You don't have any friends.